Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Inc. Evolved Custom Scenarios. I know what some of you guys are probably thinking right now. Oh, wasn't there supposed to be a RimWorld video scheduled for right now? Yeah, there was. You're very smart. Have a cookie. I'm a little bit behind right now. Been recording for like 5 hours and still have less than 15 minutes of usable content because nothing is happening. And I would like to go to sleep at a reasonable hour tonight, so we're going to pick up a Plague Inc. video real quick. Hopefully that consoles you. We'll pick up our regular schedule on Friday. Let's go ahead and do a totally non-controversial scenario that can never start any sort of a flame war in the comment section down below. It's Anti-Vaxxers by Diamond Eyes. This scenario has actually been making its way up the popular tab for a while, but I have not played it because I didn't really want to get into the whole internet conversation about this and make some sort of a statement. I've already had that happen once with the official scenario that's very similar to this, and then some like health blog posted my video without permission about that, and it's like, I'm not trying to join your crusade against these people. I mean, I agree. I think vaccinations work. I think the scientific evidence is pretty clear, but I'm really not interested in joining that, especially since I actually have some friends who are anti-vaxxers. Don't worry, I've already had some very strongly worded conversations with them about this. Anyway, let's pick it up. I just hope that my audience can be a little bit mature and not turn this into just another internet hate group, because it's easy to pick on the group, but it doesn't accomplish anything. Anti-vaxxers have made the world into a minefield of disease, with the fuse just waiting to go off. Some bioterrorists see their chance to release their new weapon, a more virulent strain of measles. This is still a work in progress, so expect more stuff in the future. Not good at descriptions, blah, blah, blah. Also, I hate anti-vaxxers. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, how have you convinced anybody to get themselves vaccinated from that? Probably not. You might convince their kids, though. There's an entire subreddit dedicated to that. Anyway, it's a virus type, because it's measles. ATP boost Darwinist, extremophile, and symptostasis seems great. X12B. Alright, sure, very descriptive. Anti-vaxxers have spread their insane beliefs beyond the land of conspiracies. America is the land of conspiracies? Is that our title now? I mean, I know there are some nut jobs in America, but I have to think that they've got to exist everywhere. You probably just see a lot more of it because the American media is so internationally prevalent. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is a higher concentration in America. Either way, it's a hilarious title, and I love it. They have spread to Europe and Australia. Rich nations will not be difficult to infect until they start dying and rethinking their anti-vax beliefs, by which point it will probably be too late. American disease. Again, it's like it's exclusively America. I don't even know the history of the anti-vax movement. Did it start in America? I mean, I know that there was a now discredited paper that went around suggesting that stuff about vaccinations. I guess the guy was probably American, but did it really take root amongst the populace? I don't know. I don't know the history. I've not really paid a lot of attention because I don't care. Bioterrorists see the prime host as America, given that it has had anti-vaxxers longer than Europe or Australia. Other nations have, however, limited air travel to the USA. Okay, so you're telling me they instituted some sort of, I don't know, travel ban or travel restriction or something? Oh, that can't be controversial at all. All right, transmissions. Looks like a pretty standard opening here as far as transmissions, but that makes sense. It is just the measles. Symptoms. Ooh, okay. Have some customization here. Low-grade fever, increase in temperature, contagiousness, and severe dehydration, which can be fatal, although it normally isn't. There are other ways to possibly phrase that, although when you said it can be fatal, it already was optional, and suggested that it is not always fatal or even often fatal. So this feels unnecessary, but okay. High-grade fever. Fever gets worse, bringing internal body temperature to nearly 41 degrees Celsius. Highly lethal. I assume so. I don't know what 41 degrees Celsius is. It's like 100-something degrees Fahrenheit. Pretty sure. I'm an American. Land of conspiracies and the English imperial system, and we refuse to adopt metric at all. I don't know what's wrong with us. Mind control. The virus breaches the blood-brain barrier. When did this become a Neurax worm? All right, serious psychological damage. Sore throat. A badly hurting throat will make coughing more infectious. Coughing, expulsion of disease-filled droplets of fluid, increased chance of infection in urban areas. Hacking cough, a cough that makes a bad flu sound like a normal feeling. The sentence structure there's a little awkward. Makes a bad flu sound like a normal feeling. Okay, I guess it's saying that, you know that terrible feeling of a wet cough from a flu? Hold my beer, this is way worse. I guess, I don't know. Rash, the skin becomes blistered and painful, slightly increasing infectivity. Skin lesions Massive area becomes blistered, making transmission easy. I like easy mode. Let's pick up that. That sounds great. Abilities. We have Anti-Vaxxer Conspiracy. I hope you all know what this is. Actually, one of these days, I'd like to think that nobody will know what this is. Social media. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and other social media sites are exploited to spread their ridiculous vaccine conspiracies. Yeah, the internet and social media are a little awkward in that way, but what are you going to do about it? I mean, completely regulate and censor all of it? That's what some people think we ought to do. Pushback. Governments effectively fight back against this BS, making anti-vaxxers look less problematic than they are. Cut severity. Cut severity, really? So wait, they successfully fight back, and that somehow makes them seem less problematic than they are, what, by minimizing them? Is that what you're trying to say? I guess that might be. Conspiracy theories 1. The flat earth conspiracy theory gets spread around by bioterrorists, so researchers have to waste their time and don't get as many grants. I mean, let's be honest. If you're a researcher and you decide that it's worth spending your money and your time and effort on trying to disprove the flat earth conspiracy theory, then you probably didn't deserve those grants in the first place because you don't know how to allocate your resources effectively and putting it to good use. Just saying. Let's go ahead and get rid of that high-grade fever. That's a little bit too lethal for this stage of the game. Okay, so we started off with America, which means I probably want to get some drug resistance early on. Then I probably want to get some... I guess we could go for rodents since it is urban. Normally don't start with rodents, but I also don't normally start in an urban area because I always start in Saudi Arabia because I'm not very creative, so... yeah, we'll pick up the rodents. That should give me a good amount of transmission kind of early on. We want to spread out of the USA as quickly as we can. There's not a lot of air travel going on here, apparently, right? So I guess using air travel may not be as effective as I'm hoping for. We could try going for water instead. Let's see if we can work our way down to South America, and then have South America infect the rest of the world for me. Yes! It'll be a false flag operation. Then no one will think that America is responsible for spreading the conspiracy theories, right? Probably. I don't know. Hacking cough. At some point, that might be actually too much severity. We need to be kind of careful about that. What does social media here do? Exploited to spread the ridiculous vaccine conspiracies. Is that like a spore burst because we use the internet? Ooh, that would actually make a bit of sense. That might be what it is. We may want to save that until we know what islands we are actively missing. So I did get hacking cough. It seems like we actually have a pretty hefty amount of... mutation chance kind of early on in the game. Not sure how I feel about that right now. Do we want to go for livestock or for blood? I think we do want to go for air regardless. Even if we don't have a lot of air travel, it's just, it's still pretty good. So, we'll pick that up. There's a high-grade fever again. Freaking, okay. Maybe going for Darwinist was not the right choice here? If this ends up being a loss, I may have to switch that away from Darwinist. We have a little bit less mutation chance, because this is so far being a little overly aggressive, and if you ask me. All right, we're going to go ahead and pick up the air travel anyway. We are getting out through North America. Mexico and Canada have fallen, so has Japan and Britain. Ba-boom. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the birds. We'll get some land transmission to spread things out a little bit faster. Making some good progress in Europe now. Probably do want to go for things like drug resistance too, if at all we can. I'm not even sure we want to go for a lot of symptoms just because we are going to be getting mutation chance pretty aggressively here so far. We do still need to get rid of this, though. Too much lethality too early on is a huge problem, so no thank you. I mean, I appreciate the enthusiasm of these very virulent measles strains. It's just like itching at the, no, what am I trying to say? It's chomping at the bit is what I was trying to say in one side of my brain, and then itching at something. And I lost my entire train of thought. That happens to me sometimes, and it's really frustrating. Because it makes me feel like an idiot. Like I can't actually control my own train of thought. Because I probably can't. Alright, that should be enough to go for drug resistance level 2. So we're going to spread really fast. Not that rich countries should be very difficult at all in the first place, but still. Let's speed that up. We're going to go for some cold resistance. Again, not really worried about going for any symptoms right now. Seems like we're going to get plenty of mutation chance as it is. I will go for some livestock and for cold resistance level 2, just so we can spread faster in Scandinavia and in Russia. I want to get into Greenland and so on. Let's see. Do we want to go for conspiracy theories? Sure. What does this do, though? Slow down the cure progress? I'm guessing so. Chemtrails conspiracy gets spread around by rumors, so governments have less money to do something productive. That one does feel like an American conspiracy theory. I feel like. I could be wrong on that point, but it feels like it is. I'm pretty sure we've already gotten to all the islands. Well, except for the Philippines and Indonesia, apparently. So maybe we're not worried about this. Let's go ahead and pick up social media and see if it's a spore burst. It might be. I don't think it is. Alright, never mind. What? It was a good guess. All right, let's go for air. Extreme bioaerosol would certainly help us get around to those islands a little bit faster. Never mind, we got into the islands, so all that's left is Africa. Africa has not fully succumbed to the conspiracy theory, but that'll soon change. Let's go for the pneumonic hell. Bacteria get into the damaged throat lining and make their own problems. This is lethal and hurts so much that someone might want to get vaccinated. Oh, that just sounds counterproductive. No, don't go do that. That seems terrible. Vaccines, man. I got plenty of anecdotal experiences that says it shouldn't do it. I don't know. We have insanity, while anti-vaxxers are already insane as they are. Again, the sentence structure, man. Who's the smart one here? This brings them up to a whole new level. I don't even want to think about that. Well, then don't. Just stop thinking about it. It's that simple, right? Insanity 2 begins. All right, anti-vaxxers attempt to spread their disease to others. They weren't before? Oh. It was contained for a while. Insanity level 3. Anti-vaxxers become so insane that they go out and kill as many doctors and medical researchers as they can, seriously reducing researchability. Well, that's just domestic terrorism. So, I mean... okay. And then we got into Morocco. Level 3. Here's a fun thing. I don't even have to do anything. We can just sit back and do nothing from here on out. And we're probably going to get enough mutation chance. The insanity is just building. At this point, the conspiracy has gone full out, right? It's taken on a life of its own. It doesn't even need me to hold its hand. It's just going to take itself to its natural conclusion all on its own some at this point. So we're just going to go ahead and reset the cure and slow things down a little bit. If we go for, what is it? Insanity 4. Brains melt, instant death. Well, there it is. So now we got our instant death. The problem is I'm a little worried that's going to kill too fast in Angola, so we probably need to get some heat resistance and then maybe environmental hardening. Maybe make sure that we hit that critical mass. If we don't kill fast enough, or if we don't infect fast enough, we're going to be very sad. Looks like we're okay. Yeah, okay. Didn't have any corpse transmission, so you never know, okay? Gotta be cautious. I want to see what other conspiracy theories we got. So there's chemtrails, and then we have just nothing in particular, just all of it. So much conspiracy garbage gets thrown around that no one has time to do or deal with anything else. Everyone is spending their entire life trying to fact-check all the fake news that's on the social media that they don't even notice that everyone around them is dying. But that's probably a conspiracy too. In this case, it actually totally was. It was a conspiracy by me to destroy the world. X12B has successfully eliminated all life on Earth. 537 days, 33% cure progress, 45,457 points, 2 stars. Good grief, my brain is tired. I have not had a proper night's sleep in like 3 weeks. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's an okay scenario. I think that the grammar could use a little bit of work. The symptoms, they're okay. There's definitely some customization, and that's nice, but it also feels a little bit weak and kind of has to ramp up a little bit fast in the insanity. Like, the mutation chance just feels a little bit too high for me. Not a lot of challenge going on there, but oh well. That's fine. The contempt for anti-vaxxers is very strong, though, I can tell. So you've made your point completely clear. Well done. It's actually a fine scenario. I'm ragging on it a little bit, but it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Yeah, I mean, it's an easy target. It's easy to poke fun. Just remember, the goal is to change minds and change lives and such. Use scientific evidence and be diligent. Mocking probably isn't going to accomplish your goal, and that's my only... I don't know, that's my only advice for whatever little it might be worth. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. So then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.